welcome in. Hope you're all doing well. It's Kumi here, and today we are going to be reacting to episode 7 of Violet Evergarden, which I'm very excited to continue. I really enjoyed the last episode, and I can't wait to continue following Violet's journey. Really quickly, as always, just a reminder, I do have Patreon. For just $5, you can get early access to the full uncut versions of these reactions, and for Violet Evergarden specifically, you do also get access to the special episode 4.5. That one is a Patreon exclusive, and it does also go a long way in terms of supporting me as a creator, so if you are curious, go ahead and check out the link down below in the video description. And with that being said, let's go ahead and hop on into episode 7. There's nothing to debate. I merely punish them for their folly. Oh, a play? Erica seems like she's really into it. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I already feel like that relates to Violet. I already feel like that relates to Violet. Like, taking a life, no matter the context, is something that you have to live with for the rest of your life. And that's, it's gonna be really interesting to unpack that. Wow. Oh, Violet wasn't there though, okay. Red Devil. Oh, she's reading it. I must live with my sin now. Yup. For the rest of my life, yup. Oh, oof, ooh. I'm already very interested to see what's gonna happen in this episode. Lots of letter requests. Oh, yeah, Violet's probably kind of famous now, eh? I just keep wondering when she's gonna find out and what that's gonna look like. I kind of hope she doesn't just like randomly find out, you know? Like, I hope that Hodgins gets to tell her. There's my girl. He looks really shocked. Oh, the girl I wanted to see again. Oh. It makes me so sad. Oh, interesting. Ooh. I'm very curious about him because already right off the bat, I feel like you can kind of tell, or at least glean a bit of insight into his character just by the environment that he's living in. You know, like there's clothes strewn all about, like there's clutter, there's trash, there's a bunch of, it seems like, alcohol bottles. So I'm assuming that he maybe is either an alcoholic or has been using alcohol to potentially cope with whatever he's like referring to when he says like, I can't even say her name, it makes me so sad. Although in fairness, I do feel like some writers' places just look like this because they're so involved in their writing, but I think there's probably something to this. My health hasn't been the best. Ooh, yep. I mean, that's fair. Fair enough. I can't write unless I drink. Ooh. Violet's like, but I'm doing that. And I wonder if the handshake was because he needed a drink. Yeah, and even the picture frame is crooked. Yeah, she did a good job though. That looks good. That looks much better. Carbonara, ooh, yum. Yeah, why is she becoming your errand girl? He just falls asleep. Okay. Are we gonna have to make the carbonara ourselves? Yeah, I'm sure Violet probably has no idea about cooking. Probably did not do that in the military. It's like one mass of spaghetti. Pretty good for your first try. I mean, it's not bad. It looks edible at least. I'm thinking maybe like a wife or a daughter, maybe? Is what I'm thinking. Because it's a table for two, so oh, he's looking for alcohol. I hit it. Oh. It's not good for your health. Oh. Violet laying down the law, dude. A water spirit. That's already very interesting that we're writing about fire, because it takes me back to Hajin saying to Violet, like, you're on fire, you're burning. I'm going through the experience, even though it never really happened. I think it's happening to you in a way that you don't realize. Happy and feeling sad. Yeah. Probably because you do feel all of those things. Yep. That's true. She can probably empathize with her too, in ways that she maybe even doesn't realize herself. Yeah. You must. Oh, she's so invested. Oh, she's so invested in this story. It is. It's a very gorgeous area. Oh. Is it really just a parasol? Whose parasol is it? Oh. His daughter? Was Olive his child's name as well, I wonder? Ah. Dang. Wow. Yeah, Olive's story will never be completed. It must be hard for him to work with somebody who reminds him so much of his child as well. I mean, I'm assuming now that that's his daughter. And yeah, I can definitely understand why he seems to be very much in the throes of like a very deep depression right now, you know? And I love how they portray that too. Like, not just with the environment, but also just with the way he himself looks, you know? He just kind of looks dead inside. Like, his eyes look so tired. His hair's a little messy. He's got stubble on his face, you know, because I think a lot of times when you're depressed, you kind of just don't care, you know? You don't care what the place looks like. You don't really care about, you know, taking care of yourself. Like, none of that matters when you are just being like actively dragged down by depression. So very understandable why he is the way that he is. And like I said, it must be very hard for him to see somebody who reminds him of his child, and then it's like his child isn't there. It's like, why is this person here and not my child, you know? I'm sure there's a lot of, I mean, there's so many emotions that come with grief, and anger is oftentimes one of them. Olivia. Okay. After losing his wife to illness too. Ugh. That's so rough. And they ate carbonara together. The parasol. Aww. Aww. Aw, man. She's so precious. Oh my gosh, what happened to her? Oh my gosh, look at... Oh, that's so awful. His wife and then his daughter. Oh, and she's... Oh my gosh. Oh, she's crying too. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think she can empathize, right? I mean, absolutely. Whereas, like, she's like been wondering this whole time where Gilbert is. Like, she just understood last episode that she feels lonely without him, you know? Like, she thinks about him all the time, and oh my god, I feel so terrible for this guy too. Like, oh, he must be incredibly lonely, you know? I mean, he lost his wife, And then he lost his daughter, lost both of them to illness. It's awful too because he had to watch his daughter like gradually deteriorate, you know? Like we saw at the end how skinny she was. Like if you look at, like, you can see her cheekbones, like she has grown so thin. So it must have been agonizing for him to just be watching her like slowly dying, you know, and never getting to do the things that he like probably had hoped she would be able to do, you know. And now it's like he's alone in this home and there's so many traces of her all over the home, you know, like the bed, the bedroom, the lake, her umbrella, the table with the carbonara on it, like all of these little things that he used to do with his child. Ugh, I feel so bad, man. I feel so bad for him. And there's something also really beautiful that, like, in Violet being able to empathize so much that tears sprang to her eyes, you know? But, oh, I feel so sorry for him. Like, I just can't even imagine going through that, you know? You know, it makes total sense that he's, like, struggling as much as he is, you know? Ugh, man. Oh, I just feel so sad for him. Oh my god. And I also love what Violet said, like Olive's story needs to continue, or like, I don't remember the exact words, but I feel like it must be especially hard because it's like, obviously the inspiration for Olive is Olivia, and Olivia's story like has ended, you know, but it's also like a sweet sentiment that like even though she's gone, it's like her story should continue, like what Violet said. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay. You're the one in pain. I think you're both in pain. We'll finish. Aww. Olive's story. And reunite with her father. Aww. She will get a happy ending. Aww. And he still wears his wedding ring too. A little more imaginative. Aww. Oh. Open your Paris. Aww. Okay. She's taking it very seriously. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Whoa. She completely brought the vision to life. Oh my god, she looks so elegant. Wow. Oh, and it's like, oh. It's like she is showing him. Aww, 1,000 times more. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, seeing her like that just makes me so sad. Aww. Oh. And then he's just standing alone. Oh my gosh. That was so good, Violet. That was so good. Oh, and he's just sobbing. I'm just sobbing too. It would be you. Oh my gosh. Oh, and he's giving her the parasol. Oh. One day wish, yeah. I really hope that in some way that it gave him a little bit of peace, you know? I mean, it's not gonna bring back his wife, it's not gonna bring back his daughter, but I really hope that it gave him at least a little bit of comfort, you know? Yeah, body's on fire. Yep. Yeah. You are burning. Oh. The blood on her hands. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Am I allowed to? Do I deserve to? So many one day wish. Oh my gosh, wow. Oh, the weight of it is all catching up to her now. You are, yeah. Aww. Poor Violet. That's a tough realization to come to. The weight of the things you've done. Oh, it's her. I forgot her name. She has come so far. Can rest in peace. Wait. Oh no, this is the worst way for her to find out. Oh my gosh. Oh my dude. Oh my god. Denial. One of the stages of grief. Oh my gosh. Why did she have to find out like that? Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Oh, it's just blank. Oh my god, it's just blank. Holy wow. Oh, I didn't realize it was skipping the credits. My bad. Sorry. We skipped the credits. I was like so up in my head. I didn't even realize. Oh my god. Wow. That is, let me go back. That is like the worst possible way for her to find that out. Like, I've been wondering this whole time, like when she was gonna find out, but oh man, that is such an awful way to find out, you know, like I really hoped it would be Hodgins who would be able to like sit her down and explain it once she had come a little bit further in her understanding of things like emotion, you know? Like, I feel like she's not even emotionally ready to handle something like this, you know? Like, with emotion, I feel like so much of it is also having the skills to cope with certain emotions, and I don't think Violet has that, so really did not want her to find out this early, and I have no idea. I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm so worried about her, like, I don't even know what she's gonna do with this information. And I'm sure she feels sort of betrayed by Hodgins because he didn't tell her, but at the same time, I'm not blaming Hodgins because I understand why he didn't. Like, he just couldn't bring himself to tell her because he knew it would absolutely crush her. And he also maybe wanted to wait until she might be in a better headspace where she could cope emotionally with this fact. So I don't blame Hodgins at all. I very much understand why he didn't tell her. But from Violet's perspective, it probably feels like a bit of a betrayal, and also just so much shock. I think she's, I don't remember like the exact stages of grief. I'm going to look them up actually, but I'm pretty sure denial is usually the first one. Okay, yeah, so denial is the first stage of grief. Then we also have anger, bargaining, depression, and eventually acceptance. So we're probably going to go through a lot before we get to the acceptance stage. Obviously there's no timeline on grief. I don't know how long it's going to take her to be able to process something like this, but oh my god, the worst way she could have found out. Like, did Hodgins really not tell this woman that Violet doesn't know about it? Like, what if she'd said something when they first met? Like, I'm surprised he didn't tell her, like, don't tell her this, but oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna start from the beginning of the episode. Okay, so yeah, so this play seems like pretty clearly sort of directed at Violet and her actions and like the things that she has done and sort of her emotional state. I merely punish them for their folly. You wolf in sheep's clothing. And I feel like just that phrase, wolf in sheep's clothing, is very similar to what Dietfried said to her, where he's like, how dare you write letters that bring people together with all that blood on your hands? Kind of similar to this, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, it's like he's saying she's this violent person who's pretending to be peaceful, you know? And what right does she have is, I think, what Dietfried is kind of saying. Go back to hell. And once again, she's seen as this, like, this weapon, this tool for war. Go back to hell. And now, having killed me, you and I are the same. May you burn with the rest of the criminals. Yup. And even just the way he's looking at his hands, I must live with my sin now for the rest of my life. Even if his action maybe was justified. I mean, I don't have the full context of the play, but even if his action was perhaps justified or necessary, because I mean, it's war. You know, part of war, unfortunately, involves violence and killing. But it's still, like, that doesn't negate the fact, like, even if it's, you know, quote unquote justified, doesn't negate the fact that you're going to have to live with that for the rest of your life. You're always going to have that blood on your hands. It's always going to be something that you carry with you. So yeah, right off the bat, this was quite fascinating in terms of how the play relates to Violet. Anyways, though, I want to move on to this section of the story where she first meets the writer, whose name I forgot. Sorry, I completely forgot. But anyways, so the playwright, even just here, you can see, you know, like hints of grief. Like there's just leaves collecting on this chair that they used to sit in, and no one has brushed them off because he probably doesn't really like to go over here anymore. It's probably like a very, very painful, sad memory for him, because this is where they spent time together when she was still alive, you know? And this is also, you know, probably like one of the last places that he saw her, like as she was dying. I mean, she looked on death's doorstep in that scene where, you know, she was like so skinny and we could see her cheekbones and they were sitting in that chair. So understandably, that's probably not a great memory for him. I can't even say her name because it makes me so sad. And then, yeah, just seeing the inside of this room, you know, I mean, again, there's just like stuff everywhere. There's stuff on the floor. There's stuff on the table, you know, like this really reflects, I think, his state of mind. Absolutely. I think they've done like a very good job of capturing his environment and making sure that it reflects how deeply depressed he is. But like something I do really appreciate about how all of this is portrayed, and I mean, we've seen this in previous episodes as well, but I feel like Violet is kind of the light for him, you know, like when he first opens the door, it's kind of like dark inside, but then Violet is like this bright sun, you know, like letting light into the room. And then like when she cleans the room, like it looks so much better, it looks so much brighter. I'm a scribe, not a maid. Yeah, well, unfortunately, my girl, you're gonna have to be a maid today because this guy needs help. This guy needs some help. Okay, and I also actually want to come back to this part and talk briefly about this part because once again, I really like the lighting in this section. They did something kind of similar in the previous episode where it's like there's kind of this sense of like Violet is the light, but I really like how prominent it is here because obviously this guy is very depressed and so he's in shadow, you know, like it's very, very dark. But along comes Violet, who also looks like his child, and it's like she is the light, you know, it's almost like she's letting light into the room, And I mean, I think the room is very much reflective of where his mind is at right now. So it's almost like she is also brightening up his headspace as well, like not just the literal room itself, but, you know, once again, yeah, she's the one standing in the sunlight, and opening the door to her is like letting light into his life, which I think is really cool. And because she reminds him of his daughter, I feel like it also kind of gives him maybe a sense, like a little bit of a sense of comfort. You know, like by the end of this episode, I feel like he will be able to move forward better than he was before he met Violet. You know, like I feel as though the way he relates to the death of his child will maybe be healthier for him, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I mean, you can see right here that it's just like, yeah, Violet is the sun, you know? All of this beautiful scenery behind her, the sun illuminating her hair. Like, I love the lighting in this series, not only because it's like animated and drawn so beautifully, but also just the way it's used to convey certain emotions and certain feelings. So I think this is a really lovely aspect of this scene. I also think it's really sweet that Violet tried to make the carbonara, even though she has like no idea what she's doing. Like she's never probably cooked before. I would assume like in the military, you probably eat those, like, are they called like MREs? Like where you just add water to them, you know? So she's probably never cooked before, but she still tried her best. And it's literally like one bundle, like one lump of spaghetti. But I think that still meant a lot to him. Yeah. And then just like the focus on this empty chair. And I like how the lantern is also on this side of the table. Like if you go back a little bit here. Yeah, so like this lantern is on this side of the table with the empty chair. It kind of gives a sense of like his daughter was his world. His daughter was his light, you know, and now she's gone. But yeah, and I mean, it must be so sad to sit at that empty table and there's nobody there to enjoy the carbonara with you. But I like to think that it gave him like a little bit of comfort to have something that, you know, is such a precious memory for him with his daughter, because we saw the two of them, you know, having the carbonara together at the table. I also just so appreciate Violet in this episode. I love how much she winds up helping him, you know. Once again, I feel like she's the sunlight that he sort of has like let into his life without even realizing it, you know. She's like, no, it's not good for your health, so we're gonna not drink the alcohol because I don't want you to be I don't want you to be unhealthy. I care about your health. And even just that small change, it's like, you know, look at us now. Like, look at the light coming into the room. It's, you know, Violet tidied it up so it looks so much nicer. I like the fact that the picture frame is like still tilted though, because I mean, even though it's like we're in a better headspace, we're still, you know, it's not like we are perfect. It's not like we're fully healed. Like we're always going to have this scar on our heart going forward. So I actually like the fact that the picture frame is still tilted, even though like everything else has been organized and the room is much brighter. And then, of course, like this whole play is also very interesting. And I also like the detail of him still wearing his wedding band. Just kind of, yeah, goes to show like how much he still cares deeply about these people and how much those losses affected him. But anyways, like we must cross this valley of fire in order to get the sword to slay the monster. And I feel like, yeah, it's a lot of these plays are very much kind of a metaphor for Violet's journey as well. Like she's also kind of walking through fire, and I think the monster that she has to slay is herself, you know, the part of her that feels so much guilt for all of the things that she's done, you know, like she's sort of gonna have to grapple with herself. She's gonna have to walk through fire in order to confront herself and confront her past actions in order to be able to move forward from all of that. Enter a water spirit. Spirit's line, I will extinguish this fire for you. Then you will be able to cross the valley. And I don't know if the water spirit in Violet's life is going to wind up being a person, or if it's just going to wind up being like her own personal experiences, or maybe multiple people as she continues along her journey. But I also love how invested she is in the story. The burning fire is extinguished, which that's hopeful, you know? That's really hopeful. Will look like it's been put out, yeah. How do I put this? And she can relate so much. I feel like I'm going through the experience, even though it never really happened. And it's funny because she's like, I feel like I'm going through this experience, even though it never really happened. And by the end of the episode, it's happening. She's going through that same experience, like in a different way, like emotionally. I find myself feeling much like this girl, Olive. Feeling happy and feeling sad. And I think, you know, these are all things that she does feel, probably without realizing it. I mean, like, she empathizes with the character, absolutely, for sure, but I think these are all things that she really truly does feel, like regardless of this story. I think these are all things that she does feel. And then, yeah, I just wanted to touch on this scene because we also see, you know, his bedroom in the flashback, and it's like, again, there's all these lingering memories of the people he used to love here, and that's got to be really difficult. And I'm actually noticing now that this looks like a picture frame that he just, you know, boom, like put it flat because maybe he can't even bear to look at this picture, you know. So that's, I mean, that in and of itself is like a really nice detail. Very small detail. It's kind of hard to notice, you know, because I think as a viewer your focus is more on him, but that's a really, really nice detail that they added right there. And then once again, it's like kind of dark in the room. I mean, he has the window open, so it's not totally dark, but outside it's so bright. And who's standing outside? It's Violet. But yeah, for him, that's probably, yeah, it's probably pretty triggering to think about his little girl who's no longer here, and it's just like stop. I can't take it anymore. I can't take this grief. I can't take the memory of her. And he's like, I don't even want to write anymore. I don't even want to do this anymore. Like it's just too painful, which I don't blame him for that at all. And once again, I love this line from Violet, you know, Olive's story will never be completed. I think this is like such a special line because it's like, you know, once again, it's like, yeah, Olivia's story may have ended, but even though we like lose people, that doesn't mean their story like really ends, you know, because it's like we carry those memories with us into the future, and I feel like it's kind of a similar sentiment here, you know, like let her story be complete, let her journey be completed. Like I think Olivia would have wanted this story to be completed as well, and in a way I think completing the story is a way to keep Olivia's memory alive. And I love this entire exchange because it's like it's this moment of like shared empathy, and I think shared grief between them as well. My daughter. And this whole flashback scene, and that's so horrible too that he lost his wife as well. And the carbonara and her sitting in that chair, and like, you know, the lantern used to be in the middle of the table, you know, lantern used to be here, now lantern is here where she no longer is, but she was the light. But she never showed it. Yeah. And then I think this is the picture that's next to the candle on his bed that's now lying flat. Yeah, it is. It is. You can see it right here. So I could focus on my work. And she used to like sleep in the bed with him too. And yeah, I mean, there's just so many memories of her everywhere. And she even had double buns, you know, and Violet also has the double buns. I I want to try crossing. She always dreamed of crossing the lake. Just makes the ending scene so beautiful. I feel like, or not like the ending scene, but the part where Violet herself kind of like flies over the lake. It kind of makes it feel like Olivia's story is more completed with that, you know, with your parasol, and like that's exactly what happens, and I love that so much. And I feel like it's probably also for him also, it probably feels like my child's dream has finally been realized, you know, even though she wasn't the one to do it, but like it's probably still like sort of comforting for him to see that. And then I'm just so sad. Yeah. What little time she had left, so that she could at least be happy in their home, and like, this image of him with his wedding band holding her hand. And oh my god, like, look, so sad, man. Days were quiet and warm, and then to see her fade away, and it's just him sitting there alone, like, that is just, my only hope. And I think, yeah, Violet feels the same way about Gilbert, her only hope. What's most precious to me. Who's important. And I love this. Like, this emotion from Violet. She can understand. Yeah. And painful. Oh, God, what a beautiful scene. And then the parasol on the ground. Oh, my God. Wow, that was such an incredible scene. Oh my goodness. Wow. And I love the fact that he's like, I am going to finish Olive's story. She is going to get to reunite with her father, and she's going to have that happy ending that Olivia didn't get to have, you know. And then this scene is just, so gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I like the fact that seeing this, I mean, he just completely breaks down in tears. I promise to show you someday, and it's like she is showing him. And my god, what a beautiful animation for this scene. Call me that 1,000 times more. And oh my gosh, all of his memories of her grown up. He probably desperately wanted to see her grow up. How I wish that for you. Yeah, absolutely. Aww. Oh, this is such a... this whole sequence is just gorgeous. Oh, so beautiful. And the fact that she gives him a smile, you know, again, it's like her happy ending, you know? Like, I love that it ends with her smiling at him, you know? Again, it feels like she got the happy ending that he wanted her to have, in a way. Like, her spirit is happy, is kind of the sense that it gives, and he's just so emotional. Oh, wow. What a scene. After granting me, and in this miracle, you know? If there were, it would be you. Like, oh my gosh, it would be, like, oh, what, that's also so incredible. If there were a God, it would be you, Violet. Like, you have created this miracle for me. Like, you are the miracle. Wow. So beautiful. Wow. What? That was incredible. And it's so interesting how this experience with this playwright makes her think so much about the things she's done. You know, just this phrase, you were able to fulfill Olivia's one-day wish. And it makes her think about how many one-day wishes have I taken away from other people. It's so interesting to see her sort of like go through this journey of guilt. And it feels like there's also a bit of maybe survivor's guilt, you know, like, why was I the one to survive and not Gilbert, like, after she learns that Gilbert has died. But yeah, I've probably taken away so many one-day wishes from other people, like the fact that she's able to empathize this deeply now. And all those people most likely had people they loved, just like she loved Gilbert, just like she feels lonely, you know, now that Gilbert has been taken away from her. And she understands now, I am burning, I am on fire. The weight of what I've done is crushing. I'm not burning, I am burning across my body from all the things I've done. Yup. Yep, she's able to understand that now. Wow, that is wow. And once again here, first stage of grief is denial. I'm sure he's alive. We don't know for sure that he's dead. He's alive. He's alive. Don't, He's already, and she says, no, I won't. I refuse to believe that. I don't understand. How could I be the only one to survive? Like, why me? Why not him? Feels like a little bit of survivor's guilt. He was right there with me, so like, how did he wind up dead, but not me? You have to accept it, and that's her answer. No, I won't accept it. Absolutely not. Yep. Ugh, man, I hate that she found out like this. I did not want her to find out like this, but oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, wow, that was an incredible episode. Oh my god. Like, I just feel so terrible for that playwright. Oh my god. Anyways, I think that's all I had to say about this one, but seriously, such a great episode. I think this might be my favorite one so far. Yeah, this one was great. Anyways, please let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye! Alrighty, and as always, it is time for our legend tier shoutouts. So, shout out to Abel Dark Rider, Savior of Nern, Gabriel Weiss, Ramune Ram, Ryan, Mikhail Mazareth, and Jet Cox. Thank you all so much for being absolute freaking legends. I really do appreciate ya. And on to the rest of the shoutouts.